This is what the Heart of Life journey is about. I literally had to become a better person all the way around to attract a better person. I mean, I want to live to 100. I'll probably live to 100. And I'm going to freaking leave it all on the line and all on the table and have fun and help as many people as we can. Because I literally, for 25 years, drank poison and expected them to die. And the moment I forgave them, and I was able to say, okay, she was making me tough for this tough freaking world.
Hey, welcome back to Ignition Point. I'm Debbie Hart.
Sean Finnegan. And today we have our buddy Kelly Siegel. And I didn't recognize you when I first came in because your shirt was on. But yeah. If you don't follow Kelly Siegel, he's a great follow. He also, behind the brand and everything else, he has an incredible cybersecurity company and provides a huge value for businesses right now that are getting attacked over and over again, and it's only getting worse. So it's an absolute honor to have you. He flew out here from Florida, so we're honored to have you here with us.
Well, I come from Detroit, but Florida is my second home, so I love it. And this is my third home because y'all keep freaking inviting me back.
Yes.
You keep opening the doors, back. I'm going to come wandering in.
And because your girlfriend lives here. That's
yeah, that too.
The great thing is that we invited Kelly to an event, and he met his girlfriend at the event, so we're also matchmakers.
Well, she's becoming quickly more than a girlfriend. She's amazing.
Do you want to just come up here and say hi to everyone?
Come up and meet Britney. I met her here. This is where it all began. You know, I know you talk a lot about relationships. It's the relationship with yourself is very important, but the partner that you choose is absolutely paramount.
Your life partner will make you either miserable or happy.
I would hope that you choose someone who doesn't make you miserable. And if you do, then there's something, I said your relationship with yourself is the most important one. Yeah. And you got to look in your introspect and say, why did I choose this? But what about me?
Exactly.
Can't put the standards and the boundaries.
Extreme ownership for my results in life, actually. That's the only
there.
thing that you can do about it.
She has been
is
there.
Own your part in it. That's all that you can do.
And then grow from it.
Thank you for joining us, Britney.
Yes.
Britney wasn't expecting this. She wasn't expecting it. She was a live studio audience member, came right up. And why don't you quickly introduce yourself, and maybe you can tell how you met Kelly.
Yeah, so my name is Brittany Blake. We met at a real estate mastermind, actually.
Right here.
Right
this is
here.
the spot
Yep.
in this building.
Where the sparks fly.
Yeah.
It was funny. It was kind of what he mentioned earlier. It's that it was the end, and for some reason I was like, I just need to stay a little bit longer. There's a couple people that I want to talk to. You know, I talked with Ryan Bowen and Sean, and it was funny because right as I was about to leave, this guy just comes out of nowhere and it's like, "Hi, I'm Kelly." And I was like, "Hi."
Hey,
I hope you're taking notes on this.
Like, how you doing?
And and just the energy that it was so funny because I meet a lot of people, and I rarely walk away from those conversations. I'm like, what was that? Like that was just like you just felt the energy, and it took me a minute to kind of process like what is different. Like there is something about that guy. I just don't know what it is yet, but there is something about him. I think.
Have you figured it out by now?
I figured it out. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah.
So let's hear your perspective.
Well, first of all, I just love people. I'm a people person, and I want to meet everybody, but she's obviously stunning. And then after talking to her for a few minutes, she was brilliant. And I'm like, I need to know this person. And I didn't know it at the time, but she was with somebody, and we just got to know each other as friends for a long time. And then that relationship had seen its conclusion, and then we met up, and I'm not letting her go. And she inspires me to be a better person. This is what the Heart of Life journey is about. I literally had to become a better person all the way around to attract a better person. And then her story is the same. And it just life's trials and tribulations, and you grow, and you meet the one, and she just literally makes my life. When we're walking up here, we had a tough conversation in your conference room. It was uncomfortable, but she looked at me afterward, and I go, I know what you're going to say. And she said, what? And I said, you're going to say how cool it is that it's safe to have these uncomfortable conversations.
Great to communicate. You got to communicate.
And there's no judgment, because when you're judging, you're just projecting your own insecurities on somebody. So that's what Harder Than Life is all about, is if you're feeling something, that's you own you. Extreme ownership, again, you own your triggers, you own it. It's up to you. I don't have to tiptoe around your triggers. They're yours, I don't know about them. My triggers, I get triggered when I'm hungry or I'm abandoned or betrayed, because that's all I had as a child. So it's not her fault if she chooses to go out with her girlfriends over me. That's not abandonment, that's on me. But I can look at her and go, hey babe, I feel a little bit left out.
Yeah, have the conversation.
You know, and then she goes, oh, I gives you a big hug and a kiss, and that's it. And we move about our lives instead of sitting back.
How do you overcome fear? Because, you know, here's someone sitting there and you go right up and have the conversation. What's the trick to overcoming that fear in business or in your personal relationships?
You know, I was scared my entire upbringing in life. My father was my stepfather was an alcoholic and an abuser, and my mom was an alcoholic and abuser. So I was scared from as long back as I can remember until I left that house at 16. So there's not much that scares me anymore. If I'm scared, we're in a bad situation, guys. We need to run, and you can't rattle me. So, you know, what is she going to say to me? Get away from me, you creep. It's happened. It's happened. But like you said, again, energy attracts. You guys have said it on my podcast. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Yeah. If she's meant for me, she was going to come. Yeah. And it worked out. So, and if nothing else, I wanted to help her. I did have bad intentions. But had she been in a relationship that was, if she was married, I would have helped her in her business. Instead, I'm still helping her in her business, but I'm helping her with all of her business.
That's so awesome.
So there was no fear, you know, and frankly, it just worked out. And she makes me a better person all the way around. And there's a lot of times we have these conversations where, you know, I'm like, wow, I couldn't have had that before. So you have to actually practice. Yeah. And really, I've done all this work while I was single. And it's when you get put into a romantic relationship that it's all really tested. And so far, so good. We've had very uncomfortable conversations that come out stronger, and I love it. And I want to build with her.
And I think that's one of the things that we're both very attracted to with each other, and something that we found out very early on is that we can have very deep conversations, and we're very much on the same page.
Well, and I think you hit it is how you showed up. Like the way we met was through an introduction to another guy, and I gave you zero preparation to say, hey, just come, I got this event. I think something like that. And you came in with that powerful intention, and you went right into the room. You got to meet Sean Whalen, and sparks were flying, and it was like volcanic man crush back and forth, and they were like just this awesome relationship that you built with him, and you just recently had him on your podcast, and you followed through.
We had that here, by the way. So every special event, I'm just going to start meeting.
Let's do it. This is
here.
This is
the
right
magic
here.
energy
This
ignition
is the space.
point right here.
Yes, right here.
Businesses launch, relationships launch. So I have a question for you, because when couples work together, there's special different challenges. So how did you get over that fear of meeting her at a business event and not worrying about how, if it didn't work out personally, if that would affect your business relationships?
Well, you know, I think if you go in, he talked about intention. So if you go in with positive intent all the time, good things always happen. It just do. And you know what? If you're vibrating, and I'm vibrating at, this is what she picked up. I'm vibrating at this level really, really high.
That's what you follow.
And what it does, the beauty part about doing that is it pushes away it's not for you. Yeah. So, and then here's the best part. It attracts what's for you. Yeah. And she's still here, so it must be doing something right. But, you know, frankly, I got invited from Cody, which, by the way, I FaceTimed him when I said, I want you to meet her, because he's really the reason. Uh-huh. You know, you invited it, and I said, thank you. And he just commented on a post that she put out, and he's like, I just love you too. And I said, Cody, thank you so much. It's just fantastic. So to tell you, you know, if it were to end, and we just talked about it, if it were to end, first of all, something very catastrophic, because we have the tools. We have both cultivated and practiced the tools of communication, of love, of compassion, of patience, of grace, of kindness. And really, did I say communication? Because communication is really everything. Don't hold anything in. Babe, I just said to her before we got here, I said, so she lives here, I'm in Detroit and in Florida. So I said, in June, I'm so sorry, but you're going to have to come to me. but I'll make up for you. And we do, no problem. I'll make sure, and then I'll make it back here, and that's how you communicate. It's we know right up front that that happens to be a busy month for me, and I need to be in Detroit a lot. And then we're going to take a 2-week vacation in July and head all over the place.
And then how did you overcome that with like letting your walls down to let him in?
That's a
and
great
trust him?
question.
We've discussed this before. It's
All right,
great.
let's hear it.
Yeah, you know, being a woman, it happens a lot. However, you can decipher which ones are the ones that, you know, have the bad intentions and the ones that have the better intentions. Even though he says he has bad intentions, that's not all true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I can smell it a mile away. So if I know that that's kind of what you're going for and that's all you want, good. We'll have a great conversation. I'm very good at kind of pushing that off and keeping it where it is. Or being like, you know what, this is a really cool person. I want to get to know this person. They have a lot more to offer than just, you know, trying to hit on me.
I told her just start posting me more. I am from Detroit, dude. This is what we do.
I love it.
Like, I'm kind of scary, even though I would never, ever. I just smile and love you. Yeah. You know, you're gonna. But most often than not, if I'm around her, nobody's gonna do anything.
No one talks to me.
And I think the key is he came in with the energy and the vibration that you felt something different, and it was like the biggest. So, hey, you want to attract the right things to you. I think that was the most important thing, is come in with that energy. I see people come to events and they dread them. And I literally can see when they come in, they look straight at their phone and they go in the corner. They don't want to show up. They don't want to be there, and it shows.
There's a new advice. Tell people to leave their phones in the car.
Yeah.
He does.
Because I gotta tell you, that is a crutch. What we do is look her down.
Yeah.
And it's funny you say that I brought the energy. That's just who I am. Have you ever seen me walk? You've seen me walk into rooms.
Yeah.
Am I ever?
Nope.
And let me tell you, it's like that off camera. it's never off.
Like restaurants, anywhere you go.
She spent with me the week in Detroit, and she's like, "You're insane. Your schedule's insane." I start 4:15, go till frickin' 8, 9 o'clock. But then I'm like,
It's like two speeds.
just on and off.
Or 100.
Yeah. But you know what? We're not here forever. So I mean, I want to live to 100. I'll probably live to 100. And I'm going to freaking leave it all on the line and all on the table and have fun and help as many people as we can.
Amen to that.
So as you know, on the ignition point, we like to talk about the hard times. So what are the hard times for you? You kind of mentioned some of your upbringing, kind of what you went through. Whatever it is, what are the hard times? Because I think people might look at you and look at these arms, and you have your shirt off, and it's like, that guy's
This guy's got it all.
He's had it all.
He's so
He's had it.
lucky.
Beautiful girl.
Yeah,
You got the
exactly.
girl, yeah.
All right, I'll hit you with one. So it's in my book, but we're starting to launch book number 2 here, Soren. But my job as a child was to empty a jar of piss. Literally, my stepfather and my mother was so toxic, they'd go out drinking, and when she came home, she'd try to stab him or kill him every time. So he'd lock himself in his bedroom, and she lit the house on fire one day, and then stabbed him. But so his thing, he would hide in his room and pee in a jar, and my job was to make his bed and empty the piss jar. And I'm from 5 years old till he quit drinking when I was 14. So, and if I forget to, because I'm a kid and I was in sports and I was a straight A student, he would take it and throw it on my bed and create a mess for me. So that's one. So what I learned from that was do the job right the first time, and you don't have to worry about doing it the second time. Another time, it was my 8th or 9th birthday. My father had bought me a Walkman, one of those old Walkmans. We're all old enough to remember where they were, and they were plastic, and it broke. And my mom came home drunk, and she wanted to listen to the music, and it broke. And I woke up from a kid's stupor, and my sister, who had already left the house because they used to beat on her, so she got the hell out. She came to spend the night with me because of my birthday, and my mother beat me. Like, not just beat me, like, I couldn't remember, I tell you this because you're a mother and you could never imagine doing this. But I remember her punching me as hard as she could in my face. And I couldn't go to school the next day because I had black eyes. And who would do that to their kid? But you know what I did? I did EMDR therapy because I literally, for 25 years, drank poison and expected them to die. And the moment I forgave them, and allowed and said they did the best they could. They were beat as children. So this is what they did forward and allowed. And I was able to say, okay, what did they do? What did she do? She was making me tough for this tough freaking world. You ask me what's tough, what's tougher than getting beat in the face by your mother? So that's what made Harder Than Life, guys. And there's just 2 stories. I can go into business stories.
Yeah.
I can go into being abandoned. I can go into my father when he died 25 years ago this week. I mean, it's not all rosy and rainbows and unicorns. So I have a bunch of, but you know what? Every single one of those things happened for me, not to me, and made me stronger. So look at me today. You want to feel my energy? It's because I'm grateful that I'm alive.
Yeah.
Because I shouldn't be. I have been shot at, I have been stabbed, I have been run over, I have been beaten, I've been in jail, I have been every bad thing, and yet I'm still here. Yeah. And boy, golly, you're gonna feel me.
Yeah, and you can see,
Wow.
I think.
I can feel that.
Yeah, that is power. Like you nailed it. Like once that poison left your system, and then you started
Surrender.
reflecting on all the things that made you a stronger person, and look at where you are now. I mean, you come in here, we just talked about it, just the high energy, and everywhere you both go, he has this attraction about him, and it's like because of that high vibration, and he used all that to really power you where you are now. It's very powerful.
Thank you. I receive all that. Thank you.
So give us, now you're running this business, and you're playing all out in your business as well. What hacks, what advice would you have for business owners? Maybe they've been going through hard times, what you've been through, but what's something you say, hey, here's a couple of things that business owners really need to focus on if they need to raise their game?
I'm going to give you number 2. Number 1 thing is self-care is not selfish. You have got to get your mind right as the CEO and your entire leadership team. You guys just had Rudy Ricksteins on. He talks about it over and over and over again. It is the quickest hack. Get your limiting beliefs, because you still have them. You could be ahead of a $1 billion corporation. There's still some limiting beliefs going on there. So work on yourself. You're the best investment you're ever going to do. So work on yourself. And then the number 2 thing, and this is going to go to the smaller businesses or people just getting started. Invest in systems. You said visionary and integrator, which is an EOS term, entrepreneurial operating system. Get a business platform. If you don't have a plan, then fail to plan to fail. So get a blueprint of success. EOS is one of them. There's several out there. We use EOS in our business. I wish that I would have had this years ago. We have doubled our business since we've been on it. And so I would definitely say systems, and then always a coach, a business coach, a life coach,
A relationship coach. Have one of each.
A fitness coach, guys.
Yeah, there
guys,
we go.
so I coach on
Let's
business.
see. Can we see the abs?
I knew it. I knew you were that.
I focus on business, fitness, and relationships. And it's like, how many of us have 2? Good, cheap, and fast. Pick 2. How many of us, we're always 2 of them are right on. And a lot of us are killing it in business, terrible in fitness, and terrible in our relationships. Yeah. You really got to have all 3 dialed in. And you have to pour into all 3 all the time to be in alignment and be truly what I would call successful. And success to me is inner peace. Mm-hmm. That's where I feel good, and I feel I've given it my all every single day. And I don't have any regrets.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
What else would you like to add to that? What do you think the keys are?
Yeah, I can't follow that.
I know it's so powerful, like those 3.
Sean, I will
so
tell you,
great.
and she gets to see the real deal behind the story.
Yeah,
And
because you get to see this. So
I
you get to
asked her,
see where he's up at 4 o'clock. And we just talked about his schedule. I mean, what surprised you about his schedule?
He gave me a heads up on his schedule. So I was like, okay, just so you know, my schedule does not look like that.
Yeah, right.
You know, but no, he's so authentically himself. He is who he is, and that's what I love most about him is that, you know, what you see is what you get. Mm-hmm. You know, there's no surprises at all.
Well, how many times do you see somebody say that they do something and they don't?
Oh, a lot. Too
You
much.
know, I get up at 4:15 and then they take 2-hour nap during the day. It's
right.
like,
Or it's all over social media. Oh, I don't do this. I don't drink caffeine. I don't eat. So, you know, it's none of that.
oh, I live off of caffeine though.
Yeah, so do I.
She gave me the Zip Fizz. I'm like, I like the Zip Fizz. I like the Zip Fizz.
It feels like you don't even need it.
Nah, I
Yeah.
probably don't.
You're probably
but it
running
just
hot all the time.
It just gives me something that just,
Yeah.
because life is good. You gotta remember, I went 25 years of partying like a rock star thinking that was cool. So I wasn't present. I would make relationships but they were superficial. And now, man, I feel so close to you after our podcast that I'm sure I'm going to think of something tomorrow and send you this funny text message and about being a grandmother at what are you, 25?
Yeah.
And then, he and I are going to talk tomorrow to figure out how we can blend the businesses. And then I'm going to think of something with Rudy, and we get to do this.
Yes.
And then we get to make 2 connections here that it's just exciting. And then tomorrow I get to see him again.
Yes, it's going to be good times.
Yes.
It's going to be a great day.
Why wouldn't you, how could you not be happy?
Right.
What, on the business side of the cybersecurity, what's something you can provide to the people that watch the show?
That's a great question. So we've simplified IT, literally. I should name the company Simplify It, because IT. We have written a script on how we can run a scan in 3 seconds on someone's network and find the vulnerabilities. We get our propeller heads together, and it's because I'm not an IT guy. I'm a business owner. So what we tried to do is I built a company that I'd want to hire. It's like we write a book for our younger self, and I built a company that I would want to hire, which is simple and easy and just gets the job done. We deliver results. So nobody wants to know why their computer isn't working. Just fix it quickly.
That's the business owner
because
perspective.
it's going to break.
Right.
Like, guys, it happens.
Yeah.
It's a computer. Yeah. So 70% of our issues get fixed with one touch. You don't have to go back and forth. We don't have to ask you 42 freaking questions. We have so many little tricks that we have done behind the scenes where we can see what you did without having to ask you. How frustrating is it? What did you do, Sean? And they got to tell you. And the best one is, I did nothing. And then we watch. It records the 20 seconds before you put in your ticket so we can see, and we're looking at it and we're like, oh, you did nothing. You know what, there's no judgment. We're just there to fix it. Right. We want to get you to point A to point Z as fast as possible. So 3 seconds, we can run a scan anywhere in the country. The name of the company is National Technology Management. So we can run a scan, tell your vulnerabilities, and you could take them to your current provider. We're doing that free of charge right now. You can take it to your current provider and say, fix this. Most of them can't. Or we've done per user flat rate pricing. We got 3 options. Press here, third copy's yours. It's simple. 1, 2, 3, pick it, and let's go.
Freaking powerful.
And we push it all with automation, and it fixes everything.
So for free, they get to do this scan.
Yep, we'll give them their vulnerabilities.
So we'll make sure that's in the.
Yep, absolutely.
yeah.
We'll have that link.
Appreciate it.
Debbie, take us home.
Okay, well, collectively, what is your best advice for business owners in general, and then also business owners who work together as a couple?
I mean, I think we touched on it already, communication.
Business owners as a couple, well, I think you all, I would tell you this much, have fun. We're always joking around with each other, and I'll be yanking on her, and lately I've been getting her where I tap on her other shoulder. She keeps falling for it. It took a month that I would touch. I go, what's this stain? And I'd hit her in the little. So we just have a lot of fun together. So if you're gonna work and you're gonna be, grinding, you gotta have a little fun together too.
Our good friends Emilio and Brooke said this. They call it shenanigans. Mm-hmm. So they come up with something during the day that makes each other laugh.
Actually, they call it they start their day that way.
They actually begin the day with morning shenanigans.
If it isn't fun, why am I gonna do it?
Right. It's
true.
Make
and the best
fun.
people, so the best business advice is have fun while making money.
Yes.
So the best people you see, you can't tell if they're actually playing or working. Oh, that's my
whether you're a solopreneur, whether you're, with a romantic partner you're working with, or any business partner, you just want to make it fun.
And then find someone smarter than you, because she is so much smarter than me.
We can tell.
The only bad decision she's made is me, so I don't know what the hell.
Oh.
That's not true.
I love all the advice, the communication, having fun, and really you have fun in your business and it shows, and that's part of the vibration and you bringing people in. Mm-hmm. And I think the greatest takeaway for me is like really how you show up everywhere you go. Yep. Just play all out.
Well, it's very easy. Again, I'm going to leave this with this, and sorry, it's your podcast, but I want you to know, you guys cultivate so much love and positivity, and you make it easy. I walk in these doors and I'm smiling. It is you two. So if you guys are want to do with these two people, anything, I would do anything with the two of you guys.
Appreciate that very much. It's been an honor to have both of you. Thanks for joining us. You weren't expecting. You hit the mark.
And pivoting on the fly, because you just were a living example of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You just say yes, you live ready, you jump in.
Yeah,
So
honor to have you
guys.
both. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you very much.
If any of you watching today have any doubts that your current CPA is not helping you take 100% advantage of the deductions you deserve and helping you stay compliant with the IRS, then don't hesitate to get involved with TaxHive today. You won't be disappointed.